Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehakol nהיה bidbaro. L'chaim v'libracha, to life and to blessings. Aksiva v'chasim ateva l'shana teva mesuka. You should all be written and sealed for a good and sweet year. We're on the eve of Rosh Hashanah, which is on the eve of a new month, that the moon is concealed. The light of God is concealed on the eve of Rosh Hashanah as the aspect of God's kingdom, his inner desire for his creation ascends, and ascending in order that through our efforts on Rosh Hashanah, blowing the shofar, and our prayers, we bring down a new light in the world that has not been here, and therefore new possibilities, new potentials, new life that will be brought into our lives and into the entire world. So a reminder for everybody, every Jewish person has the obligation to hear the blasts of the shofar, and through those blasts, we bring new life and new light to not just ourselves, not just to our families, and not just to the people of Israel, but to all of humanity. So let's do our part and bring a sweet year for everybody. L'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim bracha. Welcome to Tanya Today. Rabbi Ronnie Fine coming to you from Chabad Zichron Kadesh in Montreal, Canada, where it's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. We begin the 19th letter. This letter is a mystical one. It begins with words that says that God wraps himself with light as with a garment. What does a garment do? It does two things. Covers up the person and also brings a glory to the individual. As they say, it's the clothes that make the man. But so God wraps himself with light as a garment. So the inner light of God is concealed. And what is this a reference to? To the Torah. Torah is Torah, or the Torah of light. When we speak about the light of the Torah, there's a dimension that is external, right? That brings a glory to the individual. And then there's an aspect of Torah that is internal. What does it mean, external and internal? So just to give a simple example from a cup. So the fact, there's two aspects of the cup. The external part of the cup is the fact I can have a handle on it. I can hold it. Right. That's the exterior of the cup. That's how you take a hold. Meaning, exterior means the way it relates outside of oneself, beyond oneself. Right? So there's Torah, the way it relates beyond itself, so to speak. And there's Torah, then the internal part, as in the cup. What's in the cup? That's the internal. That's the way the cup is to the cup for itself, if you will. Meaning, there's Torah the way it expresses outwardly, and there's Torah the way what it is internally. What that means, we're actually not going to get there today. That's not the right. But okay, based on that, Reb Isaac Luria, who's the Arizal, the 16th century Kabbalist who lived in Tzfat. So he explained that Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, he did not apprehend of Torah the internal teachings of it, the most inward and profound level of supernal chachma, the supernal wisdom, which is called Abba of Atzilus. And all the more so, he did not apprehend the sphere of Keser. Keser is the crown, which is greater than chachma, which is called Arachanpin. It transcends intelligence. So what did he apprehend the internal aspect? What he got was from the 7 lower divine attributes, not from the 3 higher ones. He only got the external aspect of it. The internal aspect he got of Torah, only the lower levels of Zeir Anpin, the 7 small faces, which refer to the 7 emotions, and in particular, Netzach and Hoid of those levels, which Netzach is the right leg, metaphorically, and Hod is the left leg. We learned that previously in the 15th letter. He grasped the internal aspect of that. Okay, that he was able to grasp the internal aspect of the divine. Now, so the Alter Rebbe then quotes from the Arizal that we just quoted, right? That he wrote about Moshe Rabbeinu, and not just Moshe Rabbeinu, but the prophets that came after him. Sorry, actually, to continue with Moshe Rabbeinu, excuse me. With this, we can understand what it means when God says to Moshe Rabbeinu that you will not see my face, but you will see my backside. Again, what's the metaphor there? What does it mean to see someone's face? When you look at someone's face, what do you see? Especially in their eyes, the inside. That's why we look at someone at their face, at their eyes, because then you get an idea of what's going on inside of them. If you look at someone's hand, you look at someone's torso, you don't know what's going on the inside, internally. But on the face, you get a more of an image of what's going on, or possibly. Excuse me. Of what's going on the inside of the person, right? So God says to Moses, you're not going to see my inside, my face, but you're going to see my backside. Backside is like the cup, the backside of the cup, right? Which is the handle, the way it is outwardly towards to another, right? This is not such a good example because if you have the handle on the cup, that would be a better metaphor to say the external part of the cup, because the outside of this is connected to the inside of the cup, right? But in Kabbalah, it will speak about a vessel, which lightened vessels is like body and soul. There's the outside of the vessel, the inside of the vessel, and the middle of the vessel, and each is a different layer in the divine order of things. But that's a different discussion, right? But for the sake of the metaphor, it'd be better if I had something that had a handle. So what is the handle on the cup? The way I have a handle of the cup, meaning an other has a handle of the cup. But the cup for itself doesn't need a handle to be a cup. Internally, all it is to be a receptacle of something, right? For itself. So there's divine wisdom as a end in itself, right? What that is, we didn't define that. I'm just giving you the parameters. I'm giving you the of what that means, of the parameter of it. What that means, internal, external, will be in continuing classes. But so that's what it says about Moses and all the prophets. Now, this seems to be surprising because the Arizal, he apprehended and expounded themes in his teachings that dealt with the inwardness of all the divine attributes, including Chachma and even Keser, crown of Atzilus, which is even greater than Chachma. Right? So how's that possible? If Moses, who is the greatest of all prophets, he wasn't able to apprehend the internal aspect of divine wisdom, when the Arizal did, right? How do we understand that? What does that mean? So we only have a question today. Shana Tova. See you tonight. Yes. Right? So we're not going to have the answer today. We're going to have the answer when we come back after we're going to have the answer when we come back after Rosh Hashanah. All right. Is it clear what we learned to the question? Yes, you had a question, Sarah?
Thursday, are we coming? Because there's the.
Is it about Tanya? You're asking about Tanya?
No.
Oh, okay.
She asked.
All right, so I just we're
Continue Thursday.
Thursday, exactly. Thursday we'll continue. Yeah, Thursday we shall continue. We won't have classes the next few days because it's the holiday of Rosh Hashanah, the new year. Again, wishing everybody an amazing, wonderful new year, all blessings beyond, and with the IDF conquering the enemy entirely, hostages brought home, yes, bringing true peace and the ultimate peace of Mashiach now. Thank you so much. Rambam coming up now.